Reimagine Prep. I want to formally welcome you to our first annual 8th grade promotion ceremony. As a member of this class, I would like to thank all of the family, friends, faculty, staff, and community members who are present with us this evening. I also like to thank Bishop Ronnie Crudup Sr., Ms. Calandra Daniels, and all of the staff here at New Horizon Church International for allowing us to use this phenomenal space for our ceremony. I would now like to invite our founding principal, Ms. Christina McDonald, to the podium.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you. Every time I practice this, I've cried, so 5th time's the charm. Reimagine 8th grade class. There are a few words that come to mind when I think of each of you. Tenacious, resilient, determined, first, founder, team, and family. We may not have always started out as a family. The first year was pretty rough, if you remember. But we came through it better, stronger, and together. This was not an accident. It was because of the work of our Reimagine team, because of our families, and because of each of you. So I want to start off with your Reimagine staff. If you were on the Reimagine leadership team, will you please stand? If you were a Reimagine founding staff member, please stand. I wanted to take a minute to celebrate these people because there would not be a school without each of them. Each one of them have bought into our mission in an incredible way, who show up every single day around 7 a.m. and generally don't leave until 6. They work every single day diligently for our scholars to make sure that our mission comes to life. I also want to take a minute to acknowledge our families. Thank you so much for the belief that you had in us. If you are a parent, a family member of a Reimagine scholar, please stand. And I want to say thank you because many of you said yes to Reimagine Prep before there was a building, before there was a bus, before there was a sign, some of you before there was even a staff, and you still said, I choose to believe in the mission of Reimagine Prep, and I am forever grateful to each of you. Last and certainly not least, Reimagine founders. You are my heart, you are my kids. You about killed me our founding year, but you have brought me to life over and over again over the last 4 years. I wrote the mission of Reimagine before I'd ever met you. Okay, here we go. That was on purpose so I could cry a little. At Reimagine Prep, we build the academic and character foundation necessary for success in the most demanding colleges and a life of active citizenship. Everything we do is in service of our mission to prepare each scholar for college. And even now, as I say that, there are scholars who can say it along with me. I wish that I could release each of you into a perfect world, a fair world, a just and equal world. But that is not the world we live in yet. But you are carrying inside of you the light and the hope that will change this world. Malcolm X once said, education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. And you, more than any other Reimagine founders, have made your education sacred. You have become the highest performing open enrollment school in your city. You have actually proven what is possible. You are founders. You built something from nothing. You created a team and a bond that cannot be broken. And for the rest of your time on this planet, you must carry that hope and that light. You will change this world. You will show how bright intelligent, joyful, full of life, and determined you are in every single hall that you enter. You will be the change, and I promise you it will not be easy. But you have built something from nothing, and I could not be more proud of you. You have made the mission of Reimagine come to life. So as you go out into the world, please take Reimagine with you as we are taking you with us. I love you all from the very bottom of my heart. Congratulations. Next, I would like to invite someone to the stage who is incredibly important, not only to me, to our founders, to our school, but to each of you. Mr. Emmett Denson, who is going to be taking over Reimagine Prep next year. Before he comes up here, I want to embarrass him just a little bit and say a couple things. If you don't know Emmett, you need to get to know him. He is the most driven, mission-minded, data-crazy person I have ever met. He is actually a force for our kids, for our families, and for this mission. He embodies the word leader, and he embodies the mission for our kids and for our families. He is a friend, he is devoted. I am so proud that he will be taking over the mission and the School of Reimagine. Please welcome Mr. Emmett Denson.
I'd like to make a grand entrance. Good evening. It's an honor for me to stand before you tonight. First and foremost, saying something about this founding class. This founding class gave us a lot. Number one, they showed us what inspiration and hard work is. Number two, they showed us what tenacity really looks like. But what I'm most proud of, they gave us something we can never repay them for. They gave us legitimacy. They took a whisper, they took a vision, they took a dream, they took an idea and turned it into something concrete. They turned it into the #1 open enrollment school in the city of Jackson. Outside the data and numbers, they also turned it into something that children from Jackson like me didn't have. An avenue, a way to say no to the status quo, and it's not good enough, but a way to grab my own future and turn it into some concrete where I can have the opportunity to graduate from the college of my choice. And the children that follow in their footsteps walk in the footsteps of true giants. Thank you. I cannot be more grateful, and we can never repay you enough. Tonight I have the privilege to announce the first ever Founders Medal recipient. The first Founders Medal recipient, this is awarded to the 8th grade scholar that has maintained the highest grade point average throughout their 4 years here at Reimagine Prep. This scholar has persevered through all academic challenges and truly fully bought into the mission of Reimagine Prep, which is the academic and character foundation to succeed in the most demanding colleges. Also, this scholar is one person that has received some of the toughest feedback from me throughout the year and at all times. But I'm honored right now to mention this scholar by name and call him to the podium. This scholar, without further ado, has a GPA of 3.27. Mr. Edward Wilson, Jr. I would like to now invite Mr. Sean Brown to the podium to present the McDonald Excellence Award.
Good evening. My name is Sean Brown. I am an 8th grade literacy teacher, the 8th grade level team leader, and incoming assistant principal. As you all know, the very academic foundation at REIMAGINE Prep is literacy. We know that if scholars can read and write on grade level, then they will excel at all other subjects. In honor of Ms. McDonald's drive towards excellent teaching and our focus on literacy, we decided to create an award that honored this fundamental priority at REIMAGINE Prep. This year, we asked 8th grade scholars to write an essay as a reflection on their time at REIMAGINE Prep. Of the essays submitted, we selected the one essay that was the most well-written and authentically communicated the impact of REIMAGINE Prep on the scholar's life. Once I announce the winner of the first ever McDonald Excellence Award, I would like to invite that scholar to the podium to read an excerpt from their essay. The recipient of the first ever McDonald Excellence Award is Celicia Porter.
Arms and elbows on the desk, my homeroom teacher bellowed. My arms and elbows were already on the desk, but I was anxiously fidgeting. I was shaking so much that I couldn't write my name on my first note, which we used as a reflection throughout the day. Finally, I wrote Celicia Porter on the blank in big letters. Then I saw the blank asking for my homeroom. What's my homeroom? I thought to myself. I looked up at the big orange flag pinned to the classroom wall. I realized that this was my homeroom where I saw the words Bowling Green written in white. Oops, I mumbled. My pencil slipped out of my hand. I picked it up without thinking about asking first. And then a soft voice alerted me and said, Celicia, demerit. What I did. Remember to raise your hand when wanting to pick up a pencil. Yes, ma'am, I said softly, but truly I was upset. I hastily picked up my pencil to write my demerit on my first note because I had never been called out in front of my classmates before. This is going to be a long first year, I whispered to myself. The first day was very awkward. I had to sit and stall, which means folding your hands. However, Ms. Lott, my teacher then, informed us how important professional posture is for the future during interviews and business meetings. The work was also tough for me because REIMAGINE teachers want to push scholars to think more independently as opposed to memorizing work from a textbook. Even though the work was challenging, the teachers push you to study harder. And the teachers know that when we face challenges, it will be easier to overcome them by working and studying harder. When my first year at REIMAGINE Prep was completed, I enthusiastically wrote on my calendar, first year finished. This year, as a graduating 8th grade scholar, I sat at my desk reflecting upon my entire 4 years at REIMAGINE Prep. I realized how keeping your hands above the desk and sitting professionally will help me in the future when I'm at interviews. And being at REIMAGINE Prep has helped me be prepared to go to college. As we say every day, we are a team and a family, and we help each other succeed. I realize how REIMAGINE Prep teaches us not to be jealous of others, but instead to be supportive and help others who are struggling with any problems. They also teach us not to bully others, but instead be friends with all of our peers. REIMAGINE prepares us to be college-bound and ready to overcome any obstacles that the future may hold. Thank you.
Now I would like to introduce one of our 2 Dean of Students at REIMAGINE Prep, the one and the only Ms. Trissandria Hubbard.
I am Trissandria Hubbard. I am the 5th grade founding history teacher at REIMAGINE Prep. I am the 6th grade founding literacy teacher at REIMAGINE Prep. I am the 7th grade level founding team leader and history teacher at REIMAGINE Prep. And I currently serve as the Dean of Students in our final year of founding of grades 5 through 8. And all of that sounds spectacular, and I'm grateful to God for it. but none of those statements I made about myself would be possible without each of you and without your parents. I am eternally grateful and I am eternally thankful for all the support and love and crucial conversations and stay in the game conversations and bounce back that we have truly experienced. At Reimagine Prep, we pride ourselves on our first value: family, integrity, respect, strength, and tenacity. From the very beginning of founding professional development, our founding principle instilled in us that no matter what, we are one team, one family. Every day we push ourselves to show that and how we interact with each other as staff, with your parents, and also with you. And we encourage you to show family to each other. Our founding class has exhibited 3 values in a way that makes me so hopeful for the impact that you will have on Mississippi, the country, and the world. It is my privilege to recognize the recipient of the very first Family Award. This young lady came to us our 2nd year of founding, and I said, my goodness, she is brilliant. And I would always tell Ms. Henson, she came to us brilliant. 5th grade year, I apologize. She always came to us brilliant. She always has a smile on her face, no matter what. She always strives to show the very best in academics. And just the other day, even when we had a crucial conversation, and I had to say, you made a mistake, but you're outstanding, she still showed me family. We have been honored and blessed to have this young lady as a member of our founding class. None other than the amazing one Miss Tougaloo College, Miss Janiyah Brown. Let's clap it up for Janiyah.
Of integrity. Integrity is the practice of being honest and showing a consistent and uncompromising adherence to a strong moral and ethical values. In other words, what we tell the kids is, integrity is doing what's right even when no one is watching. As J.K. Rowling said, it takes a great deal of bravery to stand up to your enemies, but a great deal more to stand up to your friends. I have seen this scholar time and time again exhibit integrity, even when her peers may be pushing her in the wrong direction. She will course correct them, she admits when she's made a mistake, and she corrects her behavior. It is my honor to present our first ever Integrity Award to Ms. Courtney Kraft. Good evening, team and family. Thank you. Perhaps the surest test of one's integrity is his refusal to do or say anything that would damage his own self-respect. From Thomas Morrison. This particular scholar has a heart of gold that has shown respect to others, even when others have done him wrong. I remember one particular teaching moment and learning moment for myself when I was their math teacher in 6th grade, that I thought this scholar had made a rude remark towards another scholar. As we were highly trained, I issued the disrespectful to others demerit and moved on teaching. Math was my priority. It was later that I discovered this scholar had not made a rude remark to another scholar. I pulled him to the side, I apologized, issued a merit for respect. It was also in that moment that I realized the scholar had not done anything, even though I was wrong. He had not done anything to jeopardize his own character or his own self-respect. It is with a great honor and privilege that the first ever recipient of the First Respect Award is Cameron Walker. Please come forward.
Miss Shania Williams.
Honored to present the first ever Tenacity Award to Ms. Drew Overton.
Recipient, Mr. McDonald, if you'd like to go ahead and grab. Our first Hall of Fame recipient is Neil Jones. Hall of Fame recipient is Amari Jordan. Hall of Fame recipient, and also your McDonald's Excellence Award winner, is Miss Alicia Porter. Hall of Fame recipient is Miss Ariel Sane. Let's give them all one more round of applause.
Kenyatta Clancy Jr.
Stantasia McNeil.
Romonte Moore.
Kiara Moore.
Obello.
Drew Overton. Oregon Patterson.
Caleb Patton.
Celicia Porter. Ariel Sane. Zacharias Winters.
Eighth grade founders, we are incredibly proud of you. We are proud of the work that you have put in, and we are proud of the school that you have built. And more than anything, we are proud of the people that you are going to go out and be after you leave us. I cannot wait to be in a rocking chair and old and getting all of your college acceptance letters, seeing your names on ballots, seeing you on TV, seeing some of you come back and be teachers and leaders at REIMAGINE Prep. We love you all. One more time, our eighth grade founders. I have the amazing privilege to welcome the man who actually brought me into this organization. He found me when I was a teacher in New York, convinced me to move to Nashville, and then convinced me to move to Jackson, Mississippi, and I said, it's too hot there. And he said, you don't understand, you will build the first ever charter school in the state of Mississippi. So because of Ravi Gupta, we are all sitting here today celebrating our kids. Ravi, when I had no idea that I could be a principal, or no idea I could do this, you convinced me, so I just want to say thank you. A few things about Ravi. He is the founder and managing partner of the Arena, which was founded after the 2016 election to support a new generation of civic leaders. So 8th grade founders, you should be listening to this. Arena coached and trained 37 candidates in the 2018 election, 31 of whom won the preliminaries election and 21 of whom their general election. Arena is now in the midst of training over 5,000 future political staffers ahead of the 2020 election, in an effort that has been recent months highlighted by Politico, Rolling Stone, and HBO. Please welcome the amazing Ravi Gupta.
All right. I'm afraid to touch this podium, but I know this is a secular gathering, but we find ourselves in my friend Bishop Crudup Sr.'s house of worship. And I can't help but think of some things unseen. And 4 years ago, for all of us, there was so much unseen. 4 years ago, parents, you took a chance on us. You chose to believe. 4 years ago, teachers, you chose a path of longer hours and higher expectations. You answered a calling. And 4 years ago, scholars, you walked through those doors for the first day, for the first ever class of REIMAGINE Prep. You became founders. And here we are on your final day. It's a privilege to be here with you today. I also had the privilege of being there on your first day. And I'll never forget those memories. Parents saying goodbye at bus stops and car lines, wondering what this whole thing was going to be about, whether they made a mistake. Teachers shaking nervous scholars' hands, looking in their eyes and smiling, welcoming them to this journey that we wrap up today. And a whole city watching to see what we're all capable of. And it was a city that needed and still needs hope. A city that by some estimates had lost 10% of its jobs over the past 10 years. A city with 3 in 10 folks unemployed. A city where, as tough as it was for adults, it was even more merciless for the children. And in that year that we started this school, the New York Times put out a map. And on that map, they showed every county in the United States, 2,478 counties. And they ranked those counties about how good are those counties at getting children to go from the bottom to the top. Kids, the word for that is economic mobility. Economic mobility. They ranked every county in the United States. And how did our county do? How did Hinds County do? How did Jackson do? It ranked 3rd lowest of 2,748 counties in the United States. Better than almost no other county in the nation. So at that moment, on our first day of school here in Jackson, Mississippi, we were coming from the hardest place potentially on earth to catapult children from the bottom to the top. And in many ways it still is. But it's a little bit less so today because of the work of everybody in this room. So everybody give yourselves a round of applause for what you've done here. That's ultimately why we came here and why these founders are so important. It's just a little bit less hard. You've shown what's possible. You've shown that Jaime Escalante, the famed teacher from LA, he was right when he said students will rise to the level of our expectations. You've shown that with extra time in school, with more reading and extra math and support to teachers and coaching to teachers that you can excel. And excel you did, you've heard the stats. Highest performing open enrollment public school in Jackson, and that's just the beginning. We still haven't gotten the results back for this final year, and we know it's going to be even better than that. So, this is why we do this. When your friends ask you why you send your child to a charter school, why you support REIMAGINE Prep, you need to tell them that you're sick of waiting. You're sick of hearing that the system's going to turn itself around. We're here because we're urgent about this. And I want to thank you for that urgency. But let me close by telling you just one story about how we got here, because I'm here for all of y'all. I'm here for all these kids. But I'm here really to send one person off in particular. I'm here to send off somebody who's pretty special to me, and I know special to all of you. And I first met her in December 2010, before we opened our first school. And at that point, we didn't even have any school. When we met you, we had at least our schools in Nashville, so you knew at least a little something about us. But back then, I was on the hunt for the best teachers in the country, and I heard from some friends that there was a rock star music teacher and staff assistant in a school in New York who wanted to move to Nashville to become a teacher. So I flew out there and saw her in person. And one thing struck me more than anything else is when I was wandering those hallways of that school, people were stopping me and saying, "You have to hire her. She's so special. You'll be making a mistake if you don't bring her in." And so I went and I saw her classroom, and she was a bolt of lightning. like nothing I've ever seen before. You know what I'm talking about. And so obviously I hired her. And we brought her in as the first ever teacher of the first ever school were public schools. And she was amazing. Her results in the first few years were so good that the Tennessee Department of Education thought that the system was broken when they were analyzing the results. That's how strong her results were. But one day I was hopping in my car, heading here to Mississippi to explore the idea of coming out here because of that urgency that we talked about. And I said, I need somebody just to come with me because that's a really long ride and I don't want to do it by myself. And so she came with me. And that was the beginning of Reimagine Prep because she fell in love with Jackson, Mississippi. And you fell in love with her. And so although it is really sad for the future students of Reimagine Prep that they don't get a full 5 to 8 of Miss McDonald, y'all are the lucky ones. You got the whole deal. You got the whole deal. And so just one last time, I know we're all really shy here, but just one last time, as loud and in whatever way you want, I want you to give it up for your principal, Miss McDonald. One last point. A friend of mine once told me he wished there was a word in the English language that was the opposite of deja vu, meaning something you're seeing for the first time, but that you know you're going to see many times over. And that's how I feel today. Not just because you're the first of many scholars that we're going to see walk across the stage and ascend into high school. Yes, you are high schoolers now. But because, yeah, give it up, that's it. High school. But also because, and I want you to hear me on this, because more than perhaps any other school we've started, I mean this. Not just because of the other scholars coming across the stage, but because we know that this is just the beginning of your accomplishments, that you're going to go out there into the world and you're going to become that next generation of leaders. Scholars, you are now that unseen sight. Our eyes are open and our hearts are full. This is just the beginning. Thank you very much. Thank you parents, thank you teachers, thank you Ms. McDonald, thank you for returners. Congratulations everybody.
Well, if I wasn't emotional before, I just want to say thank you to Robbie for not only inspiring us, but challenging our scholars. I'm so grateful that you came to be able to be here for the first ever Reimagine graduating class, and I'm glad you got to be here with us for it. I could not leave this day without giving you very clear what to do directions. So 8th grade scholars, when I say go, and not before then, you are going to take your hats off and throw them in the air, not yet,